I'm sure I'm gonna get a bunch of really weird looks, and I don't know how stable this is gonna be. So this may be a really shaky video, but I realized every video that I've uploaded has been from the inside of my house and not from Poland itself. So we're gonna give you a little tour on my way home from church. So I go to PIC, Poznan International Church, and we meet, okay, well, like over there, there's a Sheraton building around the corner, and that's where we meet every week. If you're in Poznan and you go to PUMS and you want to come with me, feel free. But it's pretty cool. There's our trade center here in Poznan, and there's a lot of really cool stuff around on the way back. So hopefully I'll give you an update of I don't know what, and as we pass things that I feel like are noteworthy, I will tell you. At least to me. I'm probably gonna mess up a lot, but that's okay. This is about what the weather's like almost every day. It's pretty, I don't want to say gloomy because the weather's really nice right now, but it's not sunny. But it's really nice out. It's probably 50 degrees, 60 degrees tops. Usually this is what it's like. It doesn't change a whole lot, at least since I've been here, minus the summer where it's really, really humid. But anyways, okay, so how's everything going? Everything compiles pretty quickly. You start class and like the first week you're kind of calm, and then everything kind of picks up. We got a little bit of a break where for a week we didn't have to study for any exams. And then this week, out of nowhere, we're all kind of cramming for a neuroanatomy exam that we all knew was coming, but we didn't prepare for properly because we were busy studying for histology and everything else under the sun. This is another building that we actually had a class in once. But I decided this last weekend that I wanted to go to Germany. So that was really cool. I'm gonna try and find a way to upload just a little bit of footage, whether it's just like a montage of pictures, or I think I have like 2 or 3 really embarrassing clips kind of like these. So I'll see if I can get those up on the channel. But got to go to Berlin, took advantage of the time period that I have without, oh, that's what I can tell you about. Okay, all right, so for your temporary stay card, this is great. Hopefully this isn't too shaky when we're done. I was told I need a gimbal or something. We'll think about it. So, temporary stay card. Basically, you have a bunch of documents that you need to compile in order to go get your application in. That's a tram. They're pretty cool. I barely use them. If you're going to use them, there's an app called Yaktoyad, I think is how it's pronounced, but it's spelt like Jackdo Jade. Look into it if you're moving here and you plan on using public transportation. It lets you know all the train schedules or tram schedules, and then you can actually pay for your ticket through the app. You can even get your student discount. Just make sure that you keep your ID on you so that you don't get in trouble. Okay, temporary stay card. So what's highly recommended is to get a visa before you get here, and then you don't have to worry about anything for a year, so you would want to still start the process right away. I'm gonna switch hands. This is exhausting. Hold on, this is not gonna be classy. Look at the world. This guy. Okay, there we go. We're gonna keep going. Oh, this is cool. So I'm not gonna walk down there because extra walking seems terrible. But if you head down this way and you make a left, you're actually gonna get to Anatomica, which is like where most of your classes are gonna be your first year. I don't know if you can even hear me over this. Cool buildings. Okay, so Anatomicum is gonna be where literally all of your classes are your first year. But back to the temporary stay card. So if you can, get a visa before you come here, because then you'll be set for a year as far as like legal stay, and you can travel to other countries around here. If you're like me and you find out less than 6 weeks before you move that you're trying to go to Poland and you don't want to get a visa because you have to, hold on, it's very shaky. There you go. Then what you're gonna want to do is apply for your temporary stay card the second you get here, because then you're not gonna be stressed about potentially being deported. So to get your temporary stay card, they're gonna have a website you can go to, and I can upload it in the contents of this video, but there's an application online you have to fill out. It's in Polish and it needs to be completed in Polish. I highly recommend having a Polish person look at it to make sure that it makes sense. Don't just use Google Translate, because it'll ask things about like any trips you've made out of the country in the last 5 years and the dates you did that, what color are your eyes, like hazel, it's not an appropriate answer. You gotta pick brown or green and call it a day. You gotta fill out your application. I recommend that you make a photocopy of your entire application so that when you go to do it again, you have kind of all the answers for yourself. But application, 4 photos that are similar to passport photos, but they're different. Just get them taken here, make it easier. The sizing is different and the requirements are different. Do not smile. Then you need a copy of your passport page with all the details on it. You also need a copy of any page in your passport that has a stamp or a visa. And it's recommended they're in color. I did mine in black and white because I'm stubborn and I didn't want to go get it printed again. That's totally fine as long as it's really legible and clear. Then you will need a copy of health insurance here in Poland. You will need a proof of enrollment letter from the school. You're gonna have to get that from, right now, Bogna is the person who runs administration for the 4MD program, but you'll need to go to administration and or the dean's office, and get them to write you this letter. I highly recommend that you just pay your tuition in advance or as quickly as possible and only get the letter once, because you need this proof of enrollment in order to enroll in insurance. You also need it for your temporary stay card. The difference is the one you get for insurance could just say you're a member of the school and you're fine. The one for your temporary stay card has to say that you've paid tuition and has to say that you're a student. And if you live in the dorms, it should also say that you live in the dorms. If you live in the apartments nearby, you're gonna need a copy of your lease with the contact information of your landlord. Then they actually, I think, come visit you within a couple of weeks of submitting your application to make sure you really live there and it's not a scam. Kind of weird, but if you're in the dorms, they don't do that. They don't care, they trust us. So if you have the temporary ID card they give you for the dorms, I highly recommend making a copy of that, bringing the original with you as well. What else? Okay, so you have your enrollment letter, you have proof of insurance here. I highly recommend getting NFZ. It's better insurance as far as coverage is concerned. You get more than just accident insurance. It's really not that expensive. It's like less than $20 a month. And then what's nice about that is since you have a rolling contract, they'll accept that as far as coverage for a year. I have to stop because I'm at a light. Give you a quick little tour. Hey. So what we just passed, which I should have showed you, words are hard. Okay, yeah, you can't see it. Right around that corner, there's a Żabka, which is like our drugstore. So you can go there and get snacks and things. It's kind of nice. Oh, there's another one coming up. I'll show you that. Okay, so it's a bad idea to do this without a plan and also while walking. Temporary stay card. Okay, proof of enrollment. Make sure it says that you're a student, that has paid their tuition, that lives in the dorm. Photocopies of your passport and all the pages that are relevant. Photocopy of your dorm card if you have it. The 4 photos, which we talked about, which is actually a spot while I'm walking. I'll show you where you can get them taken. I'm forgetting something. I did my insurance card. Instead of my insurance contract, I also took a copy of the ZZA form that you need to basically enroll for your insurance too. It's pink, you'll know. I like the equivalent of the DMV here. I feel like that's everything. If I remember anything else, I'll let you know. But anyways, so get all that together, make it all nice in a packet, photocopy everything so you know exactly what you submitted in case anything happens. Make an appointment the second you get here or even before you get here with like the Polish consulate, and you'll walk in, take your number from the kiosk, sit down, wait. They'll call you back and you literally just hand them what they ask for when they ask for it. They will want to see the original, so if you photocopied anything and you're giving them the photocopy, make sure that you have it with you, including your passport specifically. So I mentioned there's a Żabka. This is it. Hey, those green signs. It's pretty cool. I'm trying to avoid getting people in the picture so they don't freak out, because that would not be nice. So, anyways, if you get all that together, you take it to the Polish consulate. I don't know what building I really went to. I think it's something else, but that's okay. We're gonna run with this. They're gonna review all your information, then they're gonna stamp your passport. That proves that you've submitted your application. Really, this is terrible. I should get a gimbal. Or just hire someone to walk around with me. Post office. That red sign means you're at the post office. Mail packages in there. You walk through there, go down. Little basement. Another tram. Super loud. Okay, so you get all that together, they stamp your passport. Now here's the deal. If you're like me and you didn't get a visa, then you technically can only legally stay in Poland for 3 months before they could technically deport you. And by technically, I mean they really can deport you. We're gonna go down a less busy street on the way back to the dorms. So we've had actual students that get deported before because they didn't submit their application by one day. They'll come and they'll knock on your door, they'll check you out, and then you're on your way home. So don't mess it up, because then they'll make you retake the year, you lose your tuition, you graduate a year later. Bad idea. Just submit for your application right off the bat. Once you submit your application and you have that stamp in your passport, technically you are legally allowed to stay here until they give you a decision. So if it's positive, obviously you get your card, everyone wins. If it's negative, then you gotta reapply or figure something out. I actually don't know what happens there, so figure it out, but just, it won't be negative. Have a complete application, you'll be fine. So then, here's the deal. Again, this is if you don't have a visa like me. You can stay in Poland legally, you can go home legally, you cannot come back legally. So there's like some weird potential opportunities for an American citizen to be able to go home and come back, but it's still really risky. Basically, the rule is until you get your card, you are stuck in Poland. So don't make plans, don't book flights, or just get a visa and ignore all of this. But once I hit my 90 days, I can't go anywhere. So I went to Berlin this weekend because I wanted to take advantage of the period of time, it's an ambulance, where I actually could travel without having to worry about getting deported. So did that. Basically what we did is we went on to something called Flixbus, F-L-I-X-B-U-S, and we booked a trip from here to Berlin for, I think it was like 28 euros or something like that. And you hop on the bus, it takes you directly there. We stopped once for like a pee break. Went to Berlin, saw Berlin Wall at night. It was really cool. The Brandenburg Gate was kind of amazing. We went to the memorial for murdered Jews in Europe. That was really powerful and incredible. I have some pictures and videos of that, so I'll upload them at some point. And really just explored the town. Got to see the TV tower. Didn't really want to go up because the line was forever long. It was kind of cool. Take a quick break. Show you what it looks like where I'm walking. It's really pretty. Reminds me a little bit of Chicago, especially definitely not Arizona, but whatever. Germany. Okay, first of all, German is way easier of a language compared to Polish for someone who speaks English. There's actually words you'll see and you're like, I know exactly what they're talking about right now, which is really cool because that doesn't happen here. How do I switch this again? Sorry guys. Seriously, if you're watching this, you're insane. I hope you're like Erin and you're cooking and just like playing this in the background and not actually watching it, because it's probably shaky and annoying, but we're running with it. This is what we do. So, explored Berlin a little bit, ran into some friends from school there. That was cool. Apparently everybody went to Berlin this weekend. Didn't see everybody, but kind of a popular quick destination. It was only like a 5-hour trip, I think, total. So not bad. Definitely not when you're studying for neuroanatomy and you have the book with you. Then you can cover a bunch of chapters on the ride. What else? So I'm actually just leaving church, by the way. It's never this dead, except for on Sundays. The entire town shuts down on Sundays, like in general. So if you have groceries to get, don't wait till Sunday, because like, here's a Biedronka. Hey, that's the back of it, but they're all closed, so you can't buy food. You could go to some of the Żabkas. That's pretty much it. But on Sundays, it's pretty dead out. There's a couple people like walking dogs and stuff, but you don't see a lot of them. Oh, there's a cop car. Oh, never mind, I'm too late. Here's a church. This is really cool. Hold on. We'll get there. But there's nobody out on the streets on Sundays, which is why I'm doing this. I'm getting crazy stares from everybody walking by me. Don't worry. Hopefully they think I'm talking to like a family member on FaceTime. It'd be less weird. Here's a church. Woo. Really, honestly, it's beautiful. I don't think I can turn this around once I've started the like forward facing versus other option, but we'll show you what we can. So, okay. Overview. Went to Berlin. It was awesome. Definitely more of, I think, what an American, this is obviously my opinion, but it's more of what I anticipated Europe to be like before coming here. If you are an American and you don't want to be culturally shocked, you'd probably be way more comfortable moving there than you would in Poland. I'm still really glad that I'm here. I think it's amazing. Everybody actually likes pedestrians and they let you walk here. I'm not used to it. In the States, they'll run you over. Sorry, it's mean, but it's true. But I definitely feel like that was more comfortable of a switch. It was less shocking for sure. I think they just call it a train system, I don't know. But they basically have like, the subway in New York is exactly what they have in Berlin. Super familiar, super easy, really intuitive. You mess something up, you get off, you get back on the opposite direction, you're good to go. There's some construction that's happening. Right now they're actually building a pharmacy building for the campus. So behind all of this dirt is a whole heck of a lot of progress. I can see it from my room. So maybe I'll put a picture in here or something. I don't really know how to edit videos. I should figure this out. My brother probably knows, he's smart. But, oh, and there's Kerlek. That little building, it's actually just like the top floor of it with the orange and yellow dots. That's us. So, travel to Berlin, super easy, super cheap for an American. I say this always because I get that 30 euros is not super cheap for anybody here in Poland. But if you're back in the States and you're trying to travel to Germany, you're spending $1,000 on a flight. Like, there's almost no way around it. So to be able to go for that cheap was kind of hard to pass up. So hopefully today on Sunday, now that I'm home, I'm gonna use this lovely break to study and be more focused than I would have been if I didn't take a break. So we're gonna go with that. But we're almost home. So now you actually got like a whole trip of me going from church to back home, about the same distance as going from Anatomicum to home, which is class. This is why I own a bike. I forgot where I parked my bike. It's locked up either at the library or the gym or the English building or language building, sorry. I don't know where. I should have checked Anatomicum when I was there, but that's okay. So we'll find it. I also, I grabbed a brain model and a skull model for my friend Roma at church. So she is a upper year and she saw my post that I wanted one, especially in advance of this test, and so now I have one. It's pretty awesome. She's amazing. Okay. Piotr and Pavel. Peter and Paul is in this lovely shopping center. I love that there's no one here because I could just walk in the middle of everything and not care. Rossmann. Pretty much everything else. Apteka, that's a pharmacy here. There's this really good kebab place. It's not bad. For like 10 Z's, which is like $2.50, you can get french fries with kebab on it. Piccolo. There's some pasta that they sell for like about the same price, 10 Z's. Get like a whole thing of lasagna. I actually see someone in there, so they're open. That's good to know if I'm ever starving and didn't buy groceries. And then, oh man, this is so annoying. I'm sorry to anybody actually watching this. That's Body Lab. That's the gym that I go to. Super, 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 super good gym. Really convenient because Body Lab. That's the language building. That's where we go for Polish classes. And boom, there's the dorm. So it's all super close. There's something called a Be Active card, by the way. If you're a student, it's gonna be a lot cheaper for you to go online, go to beactive.pl or something like that. You'll find it. Just type in Be Active Poland, it should come up. You can actually pay a membership fee. Usually it's about 60 something PLN, and it'll get you access to Body Lab and some other places nearby, like fitness places, yoga classes, stuff like that, for less than what a membership here would be if you want to go full day. So I'd look into that. It'll save you some money. Now, if you stay in Kerlek, that's what it looks like. Very brightly colored. No comment. And then, if you want some cheap food, it's really good with really, really hearty portion sizes. There's actually a cafeteria over there for like 19 Z's, so like $5. You get a plate of food that is bigger than what your parents would prepare for you if you told them you hadn't eaten all day. We have a mini forest. It's a joke, it's not a forest, obviously. And then we have tennis courts. So it's kind of cool. And you know what, since we're here and we're already recording this, I'm just gonna show you where the library is. I'm not gonna actually walk to it because I'm lazy and I'm warm. Even though everybody here dresses in parkas, I don't. And I'm from the desert. I really should be colder than I am, and I'm not. One thing that's really annoying is the whole condensation thing that happens when you're walking and your body is warm and the environment is cold and your nose starts dribbling and you feel like an idiot. Yeah, that's pretty common. Can't show you the construction from here. I wish I could. Not gonna go upstairs. This is already way too long of a video. 20 minutes, not bad. Shorter than my last few, sorry. Maybe some people will watch this one for once. I'm just kidding. Okay, so the other dorms, right down that way. This is really bad, but I don't know the names of them. I think this is Medic and Aspirinka, I think. And then Escalap, I think, is that yellow tall building. I don't know if it's connected to this white one. I don't think so, because that white building is where we had biostatistics. Okay, and then where I spent all my time, that is our library. It's beautiful, and I'm obsessed. That's pretty much it. Okay, so good to see you guys. I hope you have a wonderful week. Thanks for watching if you did. I still don't know why you guys do. If you have any questions, or if there's anything you want to know or hear about, please let me know. I actually want to make sure that these are somewhat beneficial, not just me telling you about my life. So, have an awesome day. See you later. Bye.